a minute late, but I had to run and get some coffee earlier. Then I got back and the dogs was all in an uproar. Wanted to know what I brought them back, and I brought them back some treats. Let's see who's in here. Lisa, Leanne, Sean. Y'all, if I miss anybody in the chat this morning, I'm having trouble with my eyes. Even with glasses on this morning, when I got on YouTube, I couldn't see the titles. My vision was blurred. I don't know what's going on with that. My feet's been extremely cold too, which is very unusual because I'm a hot-blooded person. So, hey, Leanne. Leanne said, happy they got him. I'm so happy they got Fotis too. Like yesterday was the greatest day in my YouTube career so far. I have never been happy that someone's been arrested like I was when they arrested Fotis. I mean, of course, I was happy when they arrested AJ Friend's so-called parents and stuff, but I've been waiting for months for them to arrest Fotis. I did get the his arrest warrant affidavit and downloaded it. I can pull it up if y'all want to see it. It's like 35 pages long, and it was very, very interesting. So I didn't know this, but some of the new evidence, that we didn't know about was some zip ties that did have Jennifer's DNA on it. So when she got out of her car, I'm thinking he must have tied her up, because why would you zip tie someone's hands that's already dead? So maybe he tied her up and then killed her. Hey, Andrew. Meow, meow. How are y'all doing? Andrew, I haven't stopped the Snoopy dancing yet. Oh, gosh, me either. My husband said something to me yesterday, and I was like, this is one of the greatest days of my life. Please don't ruin it. It was good for two reasons. One, Fotis was arrested. Two, I got my cozy coop heater installed in the chicken coop. Hey, Southern Mom. Something else, before I forget, I wish I would have took notes, but I'm like unprofessional. Y'all know that, unorganized. Something else was Jennifer had a maid / nanny. We'll call her Mistress A because I cannot pronounce her damn name. And she said that she was there when Fotis came to visit the kids right before Jennifer went missing. Okay. She said that Jennifer was adamant about Fotis not getting inside the house. She didn't want Fotis inside that house for a reason, because she was scared of him. He had threatened her before. She didn't want him to know what the layout of her house was, I guess, But anyways, that woman, Mistress A, said that Jennifer made sure that the mudroom door, I've never heard a room called the mudroom. I mean, I'm from the country, but I guess it's just like a little place where you come in and take off your shoes and stuff. But anyway, she wanted to make sure that door was locked. Okay, on the day of Jennifer's disappearance, the maid didn't spend the night with Jennifer. Jennifer told her it was all right after the visitation with Fotis and all that she could go on home. Well, when the maid got there, this would be, I guess, after Fotis had attacked her and took her out of the home. She noticed that a lot of paper towels were gone. And she had just opened up, I believe it said like a pack of like a pack of 12 rolls. So I would say that he used those in the cleanup. Damn, I wish I took notes because I'm like all over the place. I have a mud room right off the garage. I just never heard it called that. I didn't know what it's called. I always call it like the laundry room. Like around here, most people's laundry rooms has got a door, and that's where they come in and like take off their shoes and stuff. I've a Mel dragged me over here. Well, welcome, girl. Cute photo. And anyways, this nanny had to go pick up the kids, and I think she brought them back and fixed them lunch. This was the day of Jennifer's disappearance. And then she took them, and the whole time during that day, she's trying to get a hold of Jennifer. She knew Jennifer had a doctor's appointment, all this and that. She never could get a hold of her. Anyway, she ends up taking the kids to Gloria Farber's apartment in New York City. And Fotis calls, and I guess she informs Fotis that nobody can find Jennifer. And all he done was gave her orders about his next visitation, which I think was supposed to have been like the next day, if I'm not mistaken. And he was telling her, like, if she stayed at Gloria Farber's apartment, she was going to have to get up extra early and drive those kids to their visitation with him, because it was very important that he see the kids. I probably should pull up the affidavit, but I've got it here. And something I found interesting is now Fotis' antique bicycle is missing. And from what I read, witnesses that neighbors of Jennifer's saw someone in a hoodie riding an antique bicycle around Jennifer's place. So my theory is he parked his employee's truck somewhere. He had the bicycle with him. He was riding it up to Jennifer's, looking around, making sure like the coast was clear. And then after he attacked her and stuff, he put her body in her vehicle. At some point, he zip tied her, probably before he murdered her. He had a mess. From what that medical examiner was saying, she died of a sharp object or blunt force trauma. There was a lot of blood. There was blood on her Land Rover in several different places. Hey, Captain Obvious. Wish I could stay, but I'm curious to what the president has to say. My hubby's watching all that stuff. I can't get into politics. I know it's important, but I just can't get into it. Let me see what else I remember. Oh, yeah. Michelle Troconis had 3 different alibis. That was done on purpose. She took a selfie and everything of herself. Something I found interesting is she said that she brought some cleaning supplies to one of Fotis's mansions, I guess he's trying to sell. They were going to do some cleanup. And she specifically said that she brought some yellow and green sponges. Well, guess what they found in the trash? That Fotis and then was on surveillance camera disposing of bloody sponges. Now, I think that those sponges are the same ones Michelle Troconis is talking about using at that one house. Hey, Alex. Let me see. Let me get on my drive here, y'all. Damn, I got to start taking notes. I get so excited about this because finally there might be some justice for Jennifer. It's probably in my recent file. Oh, yeah, right there it is. So let's open that up and then we'll screen share it. Excuse me. But I'm thinking back to that bicycle. No one can find that bicycle. And the Paul guy that worked for Fotis, who Fotis allegedly took his truck that day to go murder Jennifer, said that he redone that bicycle for Fotis like in early 2019, and that Fotis had told him that he had brought that bicycle to America. He had had it since childhood. Well, guess what they found in the trash in Hartford? A sticker from a vintage Mercer, I believe it's called Mercer, bicycle. It's a French bicycle. But I'm thinking, wherever that bicycle is, he's got it stashed somewhere, maybe. Maybe Jennifer's body is close by, wherever that bicycle's at. I will have to use my phone to look at the chat since I've got this pulled up. Let me find it real quick. And the lawyer is totally involved, the Kent Mulhaney. Allegedly, the same day Jennifer goes disappeared, Kent fell and broke his phone. How convenient. I don't buy that. But he said that he hadn't talked to Fotis or anything, and that's a lie. He actually had a meeting with Fotis that morning, May 24th, and he had called Fotis the day before, like around 5:30 or something. I'm just wondering if he is going to make bond. He's got a $6 million bond, Fotis does, and Michelle's got a $2 million. I'm not sure about Kent. Now, this Kent guy, since he is a lawyer, he will probably try to save his own ass, and maybe he'll get immunity or something in exchange for his testimony. Who knows? Okay, this is... I cannot quit coughing. So he is charged with kidnapping in the first degree, too. So what do y'all think he did? Do y'all think that he was lying in wait for her to get out of the vehicle inside of the garage, and he had to have some weapon, and he attacked her? Maybe he didn't kill her right off the bat, because why would you use zip ties on a deceased person? So maybe he zip tied her, then murdered her. I think he's broker than a joker. I'm glad you brought up money. Okay, in these documents here, it says that Fotis got some money. Okay, a check, some kind of advance, right? And I think some kind of insurance check too. But they were wrote in Fotis and Jennifer's name. Guess what? Jennifer didn't sign any of those checks. As soon as Fotis deposited those checks, he withdrew the money. And something else I came across, and I'd mentioned this before. Y'all remember when I said maybe he killed Jennifer to get access to the children's trust funds if they have them? Well, guess what? They do got trust funds, and they're valued at probably over $2 million. So maybe that's why he wanted the divorce halted and this murder happened. He needed access to the kids' money. And, if the kids were in his care, he would have access to their trust funds, it says, to provide them food, clothes, shelter, whatever that they needed. He planned on getting his hands on that money and probably trying to save his own company. So it's a $6 million bond to be posted only after arraignment. We need to get to the evidence here. This was hard to read. I should have been reading it on my Chromebook last night instead of my phone, because I couldn't hardly see. So Michelle Troconis lied to investigators every time that they interviewed her. And sometimes before the interview was over, she had already changed her story. Like one time she told them she brought all those cleaning supplies to the mansion that they were trying to sell some of Fotis's property, and she said that she was going to clean windows. And then the next time it was she was going to clean the bathroom. She could not get her story straight. And she told investigators that the alibi scripts, Fotis's lawyer told him to write everything down. You know, like if he was inside Jennifer's house or this or that, which I do not believe. I don't believe his lawyer told him that. They were trying to get their alibi straight. So it says blood-like stained on the Land Rover hood, DNA matched to Jennifer Dulos. Blood-like stained Land Rover bumper, DNA matched to Jennifer Dulos. Kitchen faucet, a mixture of Jennifer and Fotis's DNA. That's at her home. Blood-like stain on the sink cabinet door, positive blood for Jennifer Dulos. Swabbing inside the knob of the door on the mudroom door, DNA matched to Fotis Dulos. Blood-like stain garage door, DNA matched to Jennifer Dulos. Blood-like stain from the east garage wall, DNA matched to Jennifer Dulos. Oh, Michelle's DNA was involved in this too. On one of the bags that investigators found thrown in the trash, Michelle Troconis's DNA was inside like of that bag, I guess, where she had tied it or whatever. This also talks about Fotis's employee, Paul Gumini. I don't know how you say his name right. It's a Polish name, so. Let's see. So, of course, we know that they tracked his movements that morning. And we also know that he took his employee's truck and had it detailed and stuff. Now, Michelle Troconis claims that Fotis sent her inside the house to get some paper towels to clean up coffee. And she told investigators that it was like brown stains on the paper towel and it didn't smell like coffee. She had to have known that he was going to murder Jennifer that morning. Her and that lawyer. It would be a buzzkill for me if my boyfriend asked me to help clean his separated wife's remains. Oh, I know. Michelle Troconis, she's like, they confronted her. They was like, look, he's got you involved in a crime here. And she's like, I didn't do anything but clean house. It wasn't like I was cleaning Jennifer. She didn't even say Jennifer's house. She said it wasn't like I was cleaning Jennifer. And it's in this arrest warrant somewhere. On one of the screenshots where they tracked his movements that morning, they could see something in the back of the truck that wasn't there before. Now, I don't know if that was Jennifer's body or that stinking bicycle. I wouldn't think that he would put her body in the back bed of the truck. Looks like he'd be nervous someone would see it or something. I'm sure it was covered, but still. And here is more evidence against him. Blood-like stain from paper towel. DNA matched to Jennifer Dulos. It was found in a garbage bag on Albany Avenue and Blue Hills Avenue. A sponge. Okay, Michelle had sponges that morning. Isn't that a coincidence? DNA matched to Jennifer Dulos, found in a garbage bag, Albany Avenue. A mop handle. I didn't know anything about a mop handle, so that's new to me. That was a DNA match to Jennifer. All this stuff was found on Albany Avenue, it looks like. Black garden glove. Black husky gloves. Okay, on the black garden glove, it was a DNA match to Fotis in the interior. The exterior of the black husky gloves was a DNA match to Jennifer Dulos, the exterior. Then they had a vineyard vines, striped shirt, extra smile, DNA match to Jennifer. I mean, the dude is screwed. All this stuff matches to Jennifer and him. Well, here's something that matches to Michelle, though. A plastic garbage bags taped together with black tape. DNA matched to both Jennifer Dulos and Michelle Troconis. Okay, and that was found on Albany Avenue and Green Street. Pieces of black bag with duct tape. Okay, they found the right index fingerprint of Fotis Dulos on it. Torn black plastic garbage bag tied in a knot on one side with red and brown stains and black tape attached to the inside of the bag. Right middle fingerprint of Fotis Dulos and left middle fingerprint of Fotis. How is Norm Pattis going to explain all this away? You know, I always thought Michelle Troconis was full of shit about not knowing what Fotis was throwing away that day. She told investigators that, you know, they threw trash away sometimes, like at a garbage can or something they was going by. That is reasonable to believe that because I've done that before. You know, got a bag of trash with me. There's a big trash can, just throw it in. But she said they had never been to that area to discard of trash. There's tons and tons of evidence, guys. Okay. Swabbing of bag opening in separate bag portion. DNA match to Jennifer Dulos. DNA match to Fotis. DNA match to the gal pal. They are screwed. By reading all this, and I know I'm all over the place, and I apologize. Michelle Troconis, for sure, in my heart, knew his plans to kill Jennifer. She can say what she wants. I'm just surprised that she didn't try to save her own butt. I'm just scrolling this, y'all. So I think Michelle had at least 3 interviews with cops. And like I said before, she changed her story every time that she was interviewed. See, like in interview 2, it says from the very beginning of the second interview, Troconis continued to lie about seeing Fotis on the morning of May 24th. I think in the first interview, she said they woke up and had sex or something. Then she took her daughter to school. And then I think she changed it to she didn't see Fotis that morning. She's just a liar, basically. Let me get out of this for a second. She seems to be a smart, educated woman, Captain Obvious. So I doubt that she didn't know what was going on. Hey, there's Morgan. Hey, hun. Well, what they did, Susan, is they just tracked their movements by looking at surveillance cameras and stuff. And Michelle, I think it did say in there that she did admit that that was Fotis in the truck and her as the passenger when they were discarding of items. And I believe it said that Michelle even said to him, like, this don't make sense. Why are we dumping this here? Because they had never dumped off trash in that area before. But she said that she wasn't paying attention because she was on her phone. She had to have known what was going on. She made sure she had 3 different alibis that day, even taking pictures of herself. She was making her alibis what it was. There was this young man who murdered his wife while in his 30s, 3 trials, and got off altar when he was 80, lost his mind. When they sold his house and people were redoing the floors, well, they found her body, I bet, didn't they? There was a case, and the little kid had to testify against his dad, and I believe it was in Pennsylvania. This man was a doctor, and he killed his wife while the kids were home at night. I think it was around Christmas. But, anyways, he took her body to his new home into the basement and put it underneath concrete. But they still found her. Yeah. Yeah, people need to watch some true crime, don't they, Susan, before they start doing these murders. You cannot get away with murder. There's no perfect murder. I mean, people may think that there are, but you always leave some kind of trace evidence behind. And if you got a partner helping you with the murder or whatever, they're going to roll on you or they're going to run their mouth to somebody. Oh, they found her under the living room floor. Oh my God, Lisa, that's horrible. Well, they found a man and woman buried out here, right out from me, in their backyard. Their son had killed them. He'd had them buried in the yard for months. A friend of mine's daughter was friends with his daughter. I said, oh my God, Jimmy, what if she'd have been there and stumbled onto those shallow graves? He could have hurt her. But yep, they wasn't from around here, so nobody really missed them. Yeah, Lisa, try to find the name of that. That sounds interesting. Detective Kincaid says, y'all, there's no perfect murder. You always leave something behind. Yes, Morgan, watch true crime shows before you date, too. Yeah. What is that series on the ID channel? I think it's called Web of Lies. It's really good. If you watch that, you'd never go on a date with anybody that you met online. So I cannot get over this cough. Hey, Katie. What do you think about them getting photos? Oh, Lisa, you should date. Everybody needs somebody. I mean, you don't have to have somebody, but there was a weird one I heard about in 1911. Murder suspect found decapitated in cave in the 1980s, identified just recently. Really, Andrew, that's interesting. Hey, Black Rose, I was wondering last night, I wonder how Fotis is going to sleep in his cell tonight. I bet he didn't sleep none. He'll be lucky to make a $6 million bond. That's a lot of damn money. And he don't got that much money. He is in debt. My dog must be out. Hold on, guys. Let me go let him in real quick. Okay, they're always interrupting somebody. He was running for killing his wife, found in Idaho cave, I believe. Well, I would call that karma, wouldn't you, Andrew? I wonder who decapitated him. That's really weird. I haven't looked this morning to see if Fotis, I'm sure he's probably in court already. Here's a good article. A rare French bike, a bloody doorknob, and Jennifer Farber Dulos' DNA on zip ties among new evidence against Fotis. Okay, it's basically just saying what we talked about. His DNA was on the doorknob of the mudroom. Her DNA was on zip ties. Well, it was her blood. And of course, they can't find the stupid bicycle. I bet since that bicycle was something that he had had since childhood, I bet he didn't throw it away. That is stashed somewhere. That's an antique bike. Lisa, been there, done that, CC. All three turned out very mean, and the physical mental abuse won't even let me think of a man. Yeah. I always say too, if I'm ever single, I will never live with another man. I might date a little bit, but that'll be it. That'll be it. I've been married. How many times have I been married? Twice. God, that's pretty bad. You don't know how many times you've been married. I had to think. Twice. Linda says, I don't look, and I'm sure they don't either. I'm fine with that, Lisa. You know what? I find a lot of older men check me out, and I'm like, ew. I mean, like really old men. I find that creepy. Creepy as hell. So yesterday, I was wrong. I thought that Michelle was going to be charged with murder too, and the lawyer conspiracy, but it's her and the lawyer got conspiracy to commit murder. Here's something. It says, the nanny. Police also turned to circumstantial evidence to make their murder case against Fotis, including the observations of Laura Almeida, the nanny for the couple's 5 children, who entered Jennifer Farber Dulos' New Canaan home at 11:30 a.m. on May 24th and found an unopened granola bar and Jennifer's coffee mug on the kitchen counter. As she was washing the mug, she saw no paper towels and went to get some from the pantry, where she found only two rolls. Miss Almeida told police that she found that incredibly strange because she had placed a 12-pack there the night before. And that is in the affidavit. I sat there and I wondered what had happened last night that they used 10 rolls of paper towels. When she returned after picking up the children from school shortly before 1 p.m., she noticed that the rear mudroom door was unlocked. She's told state police it was routinely locked unless the children were playing outside. She texted and called Jennifer several times throughout the day, but her calls went unanswered. By 4 p.m., she told police she knew something was wrong. Immediately, my stomach sank, and I had a feeling that something was wrong, Almeida said, according to the affidavit. In the almost 7 years that I have worked for Jennifer, I have never had a hard time reaching her and never had an issue with her phone being off. So she worked for Jennifer, and she was a friend of Jennifer's, and she contacted police. It says, when authorities entered the garage area, they found blood on a Range Rover parked in the middle of the 3-bay garage and on the wall on the east side of the garage that police later said belonged to Jennifer. She noticed something else strange about the garage. 2 pillows that the children used for summer camp were missing from a shelf. Then it says, at the same time, state police were entering Jennifer Farber Dulos' garage. Surveillance video cameras in Hartford picked up a black truck matching a truck belonging to Fotis driving up and down Albany Avenue, dropping off at least 2 garbage bags. Well, we knew that. Okay, it says, while none of the videos clearly show it is Fotis, state police said it was him, and that DNA evidence found in the trash bags pulled from the garbage confirmed that. So it says the arrest warrant lists 22 items with blood on them that the state police found in garbage bags that later tested positive for Jennifer Dulos' DNA, Fotis' DNA, and the gal pal. It says police found the DNA of all 3 of them on one item, and that was near the opening of a garbage bag. So, see that right there proves that Michelle Troconis knew what was in those trash bags, and she knew what went down. Hey, Verbal. He says, we're all perverts if we're around the right person. You're so crazy. That nanny is up there with Nicole Atkinson. Yeah. She knew. And I believe when I was reading the arrest warrant thing last month, that she said that she immediately knew Fotis had done something to Jennifer. Jennifer was extremely afraid of him. But according to Fotis, Jennifer was the bad one because he told Michelle he couldn't believe that Jennifer was treating him the way that she was. I guess because they was in like big divorce battle and stuff. Hey, I don't blame her. I would have made it hard on him too, the way he done her. He bossed her around. They were scared to death of him, scared to even say no to him, like, hey, I'm tired, don't want to do this. She said her exact words, they were all afraid to defy him. And that was her word, defy. He did a lot to her. You know, you never know. It seemed like she had the perfect life. I think she did blogs, wrote blogs and stuff like that. But we really just don't know what goes on behind closed doors. Yeah, he is a true narcissist. I said that yesterday, Susan. He is a true narcissist. He will never admit to killing Jennifer. He's going to deny it to the day he dies. I believe he will. He will always deny it. He just don't seem like the type of person that would ever admit to it. I bet you old Michelle Troconis wishes she would have made a deal with the prosecution now. Who knows? She may have made a deal with them. I don't know. I don't think so. I would say the lawyer will try to save his ass because, you know, he's familiar with the law. He knows how it goes. Come on, puppy. We better not shut the door all the way. We'll get locked in. You still can't shut this bedroom door. You'll get locked in. Okay, and so this lawyer, I forgot about this yesterday, this Kent Mulhaney, he actually, his wife accused him of raping her. Of course, they were going through a divorce, and that's why there was that no contact order. He wasn't even supposed to contact her through a third party. Of course, you know, Fotis tried to arrange meetings with her, and he even offered up his house as a sex pad so the couple could make up. I've totally forgotten about that. I really believe that those two had a plan to get rid of their ex-wives or their estranged wives, however you want to say it. Yes, Susan, Jennifer said in her divorce documents he would make those kids water ski for hours. And one time one of the kids was tired and told Fotis, hey, I just don't want, I'm tired. Fotis got so mad he took the water ski and busted it on a rock. And I think the benefactor that's been helping Fotis with his lawyer fees and private investigators, I think it's his little girlfriend from Greece, which is a childhood friend. I don't know her name. If I saw it, I probably couldn't pronounce it. Black Rose, he is smug. A smug person is self satisfied. You can usually recognize someone who is pleased with himself by his smug little smile and self righteous remarks. I know, remember Fotis's interview a few months ago? He had that smirk on his face. I was looking at his new mugshot, and I still say the man's got Manson eyes. His eyes look just like Charles Manson's. They look dead. It's like there's no life in there. They're just so dark. Fotis is tripolar. Yeah, he's a psycho. He is a psychopath, sociopath, however you say it. He's one of them. We all know he's evil. I believe they got enough evidence here. If this went before a jury, which it will probably, more likely, they will convict him. Norm Pattis is acting awful cocky and confident and saying that they're welcoming the fight and all that, and he don't believe the prosecutors will be able to prove their case. Is he delusional? That man is delusional. Look at all that evidence. He's not going to be able to say that Fotis left DNA on the kitchen faucet because he was there eating dinner, because Fotis was not in that damn house when he went for his last visitation before Jennifer disappeared. He was outside. Jennifer made sure that that mudroom door was locked because she did not want him in her house. I would say she didn't want him to see the layout of her house and stuff because she was scared of him. She was afraid he was going to do something to her. She said in her divorce papers that he had sick revenge fantasies about people who he felt had wronged him. Verbal, I see lots intense evil in his eyes. I do too. It's like his eyes are dead or something. I saw old pictures of Fotis and Jennifer together, and they were a good looking couple. They were back in the day. She was still a beautiful woman. Him, not so much, no. I've heard people say he looks like George Clooney. He wishes. He wishes he looked like George Clooney. The messages that men leave the spouses after they just killed them always creep me out. Oh, I know it. And a lot of them, they'll act like their spouse in the text and stuff too. So, text their family and stuff just to buy them time so they can dispose of evidence. And most of the time, the family can recognize that it's not their loved one texting. Everybody's got a certain way of, texting and wording things. And these killers forget about that. They're not as smart as they think. Megan Firamuska has, oh yeah, she has those crazy eyes too, Andrew. She's got those crazy eyes. In her mugshot, she looked like she was on meth or something. I did a video on her yesterday. She actually had a key to Heidi's home because she had spent the night there after Heidi gave birth to Margot. Megan stayed on up there that night. And she was supposed to have left the key on the counter, but she didn't. And Shane Carey said that she acted really weird in the delivery room after Heidi had the baby. They were going to hand the baby Margot to one of the grandpas. And Megan's like, no, no, I want to hold her because I got to go. She acted like she wanted to hold the baby because she had to go and go back home. But that wasn't true because she ended up staying at Shane and Heidi's apartment that night. I don't know if I pronounced that girl's name right or not, but she don't deserve her name pronounced right. Hey, Z Storage. Norm Pattis is delusional with the money. He is a nut. I would not want him to be my lawyer. I mean, he made Fotis look even worse than he already does, I thought. Months ago when he came out with the Gone Girl theory and the revenge suicide crap. I mean, he just made it worse on Fotis. Back to the Megan girl, I think there were several friends that were suspicious of her, because she's faking the pregnancy and stuff. And of course, she did this because she was trying to hold on to a man that they weren't even together. I think his name is Christopher Green. They were living in the same home, but they weren't together anymore. And he said that when he felt of Megan's stomach, that it was hard. And I'm like, what the hell? Does she have a book underneath there or something? Thank you, Skittlepox. I actually dyed my hair and got it too dark in that picture. It's still looking that way. Put a little bit darker color on it, and my hair just grasped color so quick. It got really dark on me. I thought it was going to turn gray. Oh, they're going to get convicted, Z Storage. I really believe they will. Now, the lawyer may save his own butt. But then again, they may have so much evidence against him that, or against all of them, they don't need nobody to help them make the case. Yes, Andrew, the writer of Gone Girl, she was really, really upset that they used her book and stuff and their stupid theory. I thought that made Norm Pattis look so ignorant. It really did. It made him look so ignorant. Fotis already looked bad enough, and Norm just added to it. Norm Pattis, he's a cocky SOB. He says that he tells his law team, when they wish him luck, oh, don't wish me luck. You need to wish the prosecutors luck. Like, what the crap? That bothers me. He said it was hard. I mean, how hard? Like a book or firm? But yeah, probably not like a real pregnant tummy. Well, him being a guy now, and I don't know if he's had any kids before or not, Michelle. He probably didn't think anything about it when he felt of her stomach. I know they said when Megan was in the delivery room with Heidi, she kept a pillow clutched over her belly. She could have used a book, but sometimes, I can feel in my stomach and it feels hard. So when this Christopher Green went to, okay, so Megan allegedly tells him she's going to the beach one day. Okay, when she comes back the next day, she's got a baby. And she says, please don't be mad at me, blah, blah, blah. Just the nurses and doctors was there. Well, when he goes out to buy baby clothes and formula, that's when the police intercept him, I guess, coming out of the store. And they show him a picture of Heidi Broussard and baby Margot. And he's like, hey, that baby's at my house right now. And he tells police the story. It's crazy. They'll probably make it into a movie. Pride goeth before the fall, Pattis. That's right, Andrew. Hey, she could have been wearing a pregnancy suit, Captain Obvious. Because it looks like to me if she had a pillow or something underneath her shirt or something that her ex would have been able to tell when he was feeling of her stomach. He did say she appeared to be pregnant. I mean, her belly growed, so she probably did have one of those pregnancy suits on. Who knows? Crazy bitch. You got to be completely out of your mind to want to do something like that and carry it out. And most of the time, when people kill these mothers and take their babies and stuff, they're trying to hold on to a relationship. They don't got enough sense to know that a baby can either make you or break you. And if there's a relationship that's already in trouble, a baby is not going to make the relationship, it's going to break it. She'll probably get the death. Okay, that happened in Texas. She'll probably get the death penalty. She'll be probably right up there with Darley. She looked crazier and alone. I think eventually that will be a Lifetime movie because it's a textbook life. Yeah. They usually, these crazy cases, that happen in the news, make national headlines. They usually turn them into movies. Lifetime used to be real good about doing movies based on true stories, like back in the 90s and stuff. Now their movies aren't so great. They're kind of stupid. I mean, it's just like the same old thing. Somebody crazy hiding in your house, or I don't know. It's just the same stories over and over anymore. Okay, Lisa, have a good day. Message me later. Yeah, Susan, she had already lost him. She came up with this crazy story. She was pregnant. Andrew, when I always looked at Darlie, I didn't see evil in her eyes. I mean, her eyes weren't dead like some of these killers. I think Darlie is good at manipulation and playing this sweet Southern woman, that just talks real, how would you say that? I don't know. Talks real smooth. I grew up with the cousin of a guy that was killed by Lori Kellogg. It was a Lifetime movie. Oh, really? I'd like to see that movie. YouTube's got a lot of the Lifetime movies that are based on true stories. Now, we're going to be talking about Betty Broderick. We probably would have done it today if this Botus Dulos arrest hadn't happened. But if y'all want to watch the movie, the Betty Broderick story, it's all you got to look up on YouTube is Betty Broderick movie, A Woman Scorned. And y'all can watch it. And we're going to talk about it. Plus, I've been doing a lot of research on her and taking notes. And part of me feels bad for Betty Broderick. And part of me thinks she's crazy as hell. Still to this day. Uh-oh. Got another dog breaking in, y'all. Come on, baby. Sweet girl. Betty, yeah. Sometimes I feel like Betty was pushed to murder, but I don't know. I don't know about her. She seems to have some kind of personality disorder or something. I love Meredith Baxter. I miss her Lifetime movies. And the guy that played Dan Broderick, he was really good at that too. He used to be in a lot of Lifetime movies. Lori Kellogg sounds familiar. Y'all got me. I'm going to have to look it up now. Okay. Oh, the Hubs is leaving. Okay, it says it's a 1990 Lies of the Heart, the story of Lori Kellogg. A young mother faces charges of enticing 4 Pennsylvania teens into killing her husband, Gregory Harrison. Oh, I'm going to have to look that up and watch it. Another good movie on Lifetime is the Marie Healy story, The Black Widow. Her name is actually Audrey Marie Healy. I was trying to think how many people she killed. I think she may have killed her father, her husband, and maybe even tried to poison her own daughter. Speaking of that, I saw that Lifetime was doing a movie on a woman who actually poisoned her husband, tried to blame it on her daughter. She poisoned her daughter and tried to set it up like a suicide. It was crazy. Hey, Katie, are you back? Life's been crazy around here too, girl. My brother, he's about drove me and my mom crazy since he got out. On top of having the flu, it's just been a hell of a start to the new year. Nicole Kidman and Matt Dillon in To Die For was Lori Kellogg's story. Oh, okay. I got it now. So it's the Pam. Okay, I thought To Die For was the Pam Smart story. Maybe not. Judith Light played Marie Healy. Yes, I love Judith. And let's see, Elizabeth Montgomery played in a movie, um, Blanche Taylor Moore movie. Now she was a Black Widow too. It's on YouTube too. It's a great movie. Found out little man does in fact have autism, but it's a step in the right direction for him. Oh, well, maybe now they can figure out a plan for him, Katie, since he has been diagnosed. Bless his little heart. I'm going to have to watch that Lori Kellogg story. Yeah, I've got to be really interested. But I swear, I thought the Nicole Kidman movie with Matt Dillon was based on Pam Smart. But maybe not. Served more than 26 years in state prison for the slaying of 43-year-old Malcolm Bruce Kellogg, who was shot to death in the couple's Cayuga Lake cottage. Oh, really? I'm going to check that out. If it happened in 1991. Oh, my God. Is she out of prison? Really, I think if you set up a murder involved in a murder, you should not be able to get out of prison. I think maybe if the people are like teenagers when it happened, because people change and grow as they get older, but not these older people. Miss Aw Jones, no, it was a teacher from Armonk, New York. Oh, okay. I'm going to definitely check that out. Was y'all watching that trial that's going on? I think it's called, let's see. I think their last name are Groves. It's a married couple. They abused their little infant son. I think he was only about 2 months old. Killed him, threw him down a 30-foot well, wrapped in plastic. I was watching a little bit of it yesterday morning, and they had a witness on there, the nurse that was in the delivery room when the mother gave birth. And it was hard to listen to, because the mother showed no interest in the baby. Um, she wouldn't even tell them what drugs she was on. And most addicts, when they do give birth, they will cooperate with the doctors and nurses, and they are concerned about their babies. Not this one. She didn't care. All she was cared about if she was going to get in trouble or not for having drugs in the baby system. Susan, I usually don't watch any trials that's got involved kids, but I just so happened to find that yesterday morning, and it had just started, so I did listen to some of it. Yeah, he'll be okay, Katie. Hey, there's a lot of people with autism that's grown up and become doctors and this and that, you know. Holy Mary, Mother Jesus Christmas. I know, people's crazy, Miss Jones. The thing about this case is CPS failed this child. The child was took from the parents because he was born with methamphetamine, you name it, in his system. Well, the dad gets the baby back, but he had some requirements, going to doctor's appointments, court appointments, and things like that, and he wouldn't do it. He was missing them. And so I guess police and stuff went to their house, and this couple took off on a four-wheeler. Eventually, I think they caught one of them, and they confessed to where the baby's body was at. But I think the baby was only like around 2 months old when he died. He had broken bones, and bones that had healed had been broken before. And that mother sitting there crying in court. I was sitting there thinking, bitch, the only reason you're crying is because you on trial for murder. You wasn't crying when you was abusing him. Probably wasn't crying when you dropped him down the well. I think all of us have a bit of autism in us. Yeah, I believe that. I mean, I have trouble like doing certain things, like actually my memory, pronouncing things, math, a little bit of a learning disability. Well, I think the social service people, the CPS people, actually got in trouble over this case. When I was listening to it, I was thinking about AJ Friend because the system failed that child too. Yeah, she was crying for herself, Susan. That's it. They're off their rockers, unhinged madness. Exactly. I don't know how much the father was involved in this, but when that nurse was testifying, she said that you could tell that he wanted to answer questions about her drug use, you know, but he was holding back because I guess his woman was giving him the eye, like, hey, don't say anything. They said it was very abnormal behavior, even for a drug addict, because most addicts will tell what they're on. They are concerned for their child. Just because someone's a drug addict don't mean they're a horrible person. But this woman, she was not concerned at all, only about herself. I mean, they had to put the baby in a warmer um, and put oxygen. She was not concerned at all about his well-being. She said nothing, they didn't ask for him after that. Same as Watts crying for himself. Yeah, Chris Watts. He only regrets what he did because he got caught and he's in prison for the rest of his life. That's all it is. Bye, Black Rose. Have a good day. Yeah, I'm going to get off here too, y'all. I gotta get some things done. All my dogs are like sitting here at my feet, like waiting for me to get up. Oh, they must be wanting to go outside. Google Justin Groden. I'll write that name down and I will Google that. And I'm going to look up that Kellogg case because that seems interesting. I'm always looking for some good true crime movie to watch. Although I'm going to try not to watch the Watch movie. I'm going to try. I'm just nosy, so I may. It's hard not to. We all should boycott it, though, if we could. Anyways, guys, thanks for chatting. Sorry I was all over the place this morning. I've just been so excited about Voda's finally getting charged for murder and stuff. It makes me manic. Anyways, thank you all for chatting. Have a good day. Thank you all. Be kind. Peace.